Okay, it's Friday. You know what that means. Time to say f it. You send me topics, I make stuff up, shooting from the hip, right off the cuff. All right, number one, worst hangover ever. Wow. So many to choose from. Sadly. Off the top of my head, I am going to say, and this is a weird thing to say, it might have been when I was 24 years old. My then girlfriend and a bunch of friends and I were backpacking through Europe for a month. And we were working in a bar back in Chicago. So we were no strangers to the juice. And we liked to booze. And at one point we were taking a train to Nice, France. That's how we got around. You use the train throughout Europe. You can go country to country to country pretty cheaply. But we were going to Nice, France, I think from Florence, Italy. I just remember being on a train for between 7 to 9 hours or something like that. And we brought bags and bags of beer and wine because you could do that. And we just played euchre. 4x4. There's about 8 of us just playing. It's a big popular card game in the Midwest. So we just drank wine for, let's say a shift, a work shift length amount of wine, time-wise, and just quaffing. So I remember when the train pulled into the station, we were all bleary-eyed, hammered. We were like, "We're here!" And we grabbed our things and literally fell off the train like Keystone Cops. And we found the hostel we were staying in, put our things in it, and somebody got a hold of some hash. So we all smoked that. And then we decided to go to the bars. We tried to go to the bars, and a friend went in and went out and said beers are, $7 or something like that. Something outrageous, especially for us being backpackers trying to save money. And so we were like, well, let's just get some beer and some booze and go down to the beach, because Nice is in the south of France on the beach. And we went down to the beach, and they just had folding chairs out there in the gravel beach, gravel sand beach, gravel sand, and just kept drinking. And I remember waking up the next day, and it was as if someone had performed brain surgery on me seconds before. My head hurt so goddamn bad. We didn't have a bathroom in our room. We had a bidet. I don't remember if I barfed, but I didn't barf in the bidet, but I did pee in it. TMI probably. But we had a sandwich from the night before that we had drunkenly bought somewhere. And I remember just being like, everything in me felt like sandpaper. I felt like walking death, because just the amount. I remember, we were drinking whatever the French malt liquor was. A French brand of malt liquor is what we were drinking. After 8 hours of cheap wine and beer, we switched to a French malt liquor. And that was that. I felt like we were on a second floor room with a balcony, and I wanted to jump off and just land on the cobblestone road below. My girlfriend had taken that sandwich I mentioned and just went out there, had it open, and her eyes were just blood red, and she was taking various meats out and being like, "I don't know what this is," and just would throw it, and then go, "Is this cheese?" And then she'd throw it. She threw several slices of meat and cheese and various vegetables around the street. And I remember when we finally got the strength and stamina up to leave the hostel and go get food or coffee or something to make us feel normal again, I remember just pieces of cold cuts on various cars as we were walking down the street. Those were the days to be young. But I'm sure I probably had worse hangovers, because when you're younger, they're easier to take. But oh my God, if I drank that much at my age now, I'd be dead. And you'd never get another Friday. Okay, next one. My balls hurt. Am I like the balls guy now? Because I'm telling jokes about how I had an infection where my ball swelled up. And I had that joke off of Doug where I said women love balls, which is obviously a fake premise. For fun. Okay, assuming you're being sincere, check them for bumps, checking for swelling. If you're a younger man, it'll probably go away with circulation. Or older. If the pain persists, contact your doctor. I mean, thanks for sharing. I'm sure you're just doing a joke, but right now I'm picturing someone so drunk they think I'm going to write them right back. And be like, my balls hurt. Why hasn't he written me back? All right, next topic. What's the best juice? Lime for cooking? I don't know. I think it's funny how growing up I had so many friends who thought Kool-Aid was juice, you know, or no, they wouldn't think Kool-Aid was juice. Nobody thought Kool-Aid was juice, but they thought like High C was High C was juice, but it's just super Hawaiian Punch. People thought Hawaiian Punch was juice. And last night, or night before last, I was in bed with my wife. And we were talking about how, you know, Rose has these juice boxes that are basically watered down apple juice. We're trying to be very careful about the amount of sugar she gets. That said, we took her to the dentist yesterday, and for a treat for being so good and having clean teeth and no cavities, she got to eat a donut middle of the day. So we're killing it on the sugar front. But the juice box that she drinks, Kara took a sip of it. She's like, yeah, it's like super watery. I was like, compared to our childhood. And I was like, remember Hawaiian Punch? Like, even as a kid, I remember drinking Hawaiian Punch and being like, oh, I feel a diabetic blur coming over my eyes right now. This is a level of sweetness that is off the charts. You know, it's like remember making your own Kool-Aid as a kid, and just when mom's not looking, you just dump an extra oomph of sugar in. And then just immediately, as soon as you sipped it, you're like, oh, heartbeat slowing, like that. What we thought of as juice, just to throw the brand out, like technically, you know, like when Subway got banned from calling their bread in Ireland because it has the same materials used in yoga mats. Oh, Subway, what sort of contract must you offer these world-class athletes whose entire careers are based on their physical fitness, to endorse your yoga mat sandwiches? Yeah, juice is something you can just throw a mantle on. I mean, we threw an apple in the vat with the rest of the Hawaiian Punch. It's juice. So, to answer your question, what's the best juice? I don't know. I don't drink a lot of juice. I guess if I gotta say my favorite, it's lime. Like I said, because I like to cook with it. So it's fun to take your topic and then talk about what I want to talk about. That's a good time for me. Neighbors. Just neighbors. That's the topic. I will say, meet your neighbors. You know, everybody appreciates it. You know, when you move into a new area, go around and say hi. I'm not saying knock on everyone's door, but when you see them, go, hey, nice to meet you. I live here. Because the last thing you want is to be on that Nextdoor app and get called out for your BS, you know, because nobody knows you. You're like, I don't know, this guy looks suspicious, and your neighbor's like, that's me, asshole. I've seen you. You put your head down as you walk into your place, and I've been guilty of it. But you know, I've met neighbors under fantastic circumstances too. I am lucky enough to have I live in a cul-de-sac. I've got really cool neighbors that check in on me and my wife, and vice versa. We got a little text chain going, so that's cool. So, you know, more a message than any kind of bit, but connect with each other, you know, because listen, once that apocalypse hits, you're going to want to share supplies. All right, you want to know these people rather than go, I think so-and-so has canned goods in his basement. Let's kill him. Be like, let me share my canned goods with so-and-so because he might have better canned goods than me. Oh, and buy some canned goods. The world's going to end. All right. Last topic. The Last of Us. Great show. Waiting till it's over to binge watch, trying to avoid the hype. Let me just say this. To episode 3 of The Last of Us, titled A Long, Long Time, starring Nick Offerman and Murray Bartlett. Go f*** yourself. A long, long time, okay? And it's not for what you might think. If someone's watching this and you're like, how dare you? It was beautiful. Yeah, I was told it was amazing. I was not told it would make me a mop. God damn it. I am a sap. I have a daughter. I have a wife. I've always been a sentimental prick. I've always been someone who's just like, sometimes I think about, and I get buried in my feelings. Therapy has helped me with that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be a sap, but I am one, and sometimes it is. So I'm at home. I had some free time, had a little hour broken out to make my lunch. I was making myself a sandwich with a nice salad on the side. I was watching The Last of Us. I watched the first 2 episodes. I like the actors on the show. I think it's, it's so good you forget there was a video game first. I know the video game's great, and I'm digressing, but let me continue. And I'm watching this goddamn episode, and I have to stop making my delicious sandwich and salad twice because I was crying. And I'm not saying you can't make beautiful art in zombie movies or TV shows, but fuck you, man. Killed me. Take out the knife. Holy Lord. That said, it was amazing. And I hope that I'm not going to give any details about what goes on. I'm sure you've heard, whoever wrote this, who's saving the episode. And that wasn't even what you were asking me about, but just had to say it for me, because this is my thing. Damn you, that episode. Mother balls. Man, so good. So moving. Was not what I expected. I expected someone to get bit by a zombie and you cry. I won't spoil it for you. But to your point, I will say I like that they release one a week, so you really can't binge it, and you're asking, what versus, how do you avoid the hype? That's tough, dude. That is tough. Because people put up spoilers, everybody has written about what, for example, that episode is about, what happens in various, it's really hard to avoid people giving shit away about all these shows. So I really can't say what's better. For me, I can't wait. If I'm really into a show, I will watch the thing within a couple days of it dropping. That said, the new episode or new season, of White Lotus, my wife and I watched the first 2 episodes, and we're like, well, let's just save it and binge it sometime. And now I don't know if we ever will, because I just don't know if I care that much about it. That show, it's just, the first season I really dug, but now it's just, I'm just realizing that the macrocosm is just rich white people problems. Rich white people on vacation. They're going through some shit. And I don't know if I give a fuck. And I think Mike White's incredible, but it just strikes me like someone went on vacation and went, you know what? I feel bad for having all this cool shit. But that's me. I did like the first season a lot, for a lot of different reasons. But, to address the topic, that one I planned on binging with my wife, but then we realized we just didn't know if we really cared that much. And listen, I could be way off the mark. Some people love it. I like all the actors on the show. I enjoyed the writing, but I was also like, I kind of see where this is going, and I don't care if I go there. And it doesn't, I'm not sitting here going, hey, zombies are so much more interesting than actual people's lives and reality, but I don't know, a little more exciting. And that's it. So, hope you enjoyed me riffing on your topics. If you like this, share it. I'm not going to be smash that subscribe button, but if this is on YouTube, hey, why not? Probably only going to bug you like once a week. Not like some of these assholes. Why are you listening? With your hand to your head. But share it on Instagram or whatnot, and tell a friend. This is a fun thing I'm doing, and I enjoy it. So, thanks. Be sure to submit your topics. Anything you'd like me to talk about, I will go all in. Enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to say